Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on the north side as the yellow French, we got VES Valdemar. On the south side as the blue Delhi Sultanate, we got Wam01. When it comes to map generation, we got a good number of these mesas here. And there's, if you look at the mini-map, there is traversable land around, I think it's actually right there. So not much traversable land in the center, or hardly any. This area can easily be walled on off, and it looks like sheep does fall down the mountainside. Must have been grabbed somewhere up there. There is traversable land here. There's no traversable land here. There might be a bit of traversable land here. There is definitely some here. But this area is pretty easy to wall off. Let's see, what else is there? Yeah, there's a lot of potential choke points, especially right there. This map, depending on what the players do, there may not be many fights here at all. School cavalry now being employed on the field by the French. French, of course, will have additional villager production, while the Delhi Sultanate will have the free research. Dome of the Faith being employed on the field gets the discounted scholars. A little bit of a mesa there, traversable land here though. Yellow does have a deer deposit here, but with the amount of intraversable land, or traversable land, that's actually a pretty safe spot for deer. This one can easily, of course, like I mentioned before, get walled off. This is the biggest open spot, so I have a feeling that we may see a large number of battles on this side of the map. There's also two secret sites there, which of course the Delhi Sultanate could grab. We got professional scouts being researched by the French. Got a large gold deposit here on blue's side of the map. And this one's contestable, so blue does actually have this here. It is actually important. Yeah, with how congested the center of the map is, it's going to get pretty nice, or pretty nasty. You now have a royal knight deployed in the field, professional scouts among all the research being, well, researched. Oh, looks like blue's actually taking out the sheeple. So got down sheep. Something I believe professional scouts should do is allow you to pick up sheep carcasses as well as deer carcasses. Maybe Pumbaa's carcass as well. But that's only in the campaign. Yellow now has professional scouts and start bringing this deer deposit, even though this one didn't really need to use professional scouts for. And the blue deer deposit way down here as well can probably grab this one here. But it's going to be actually a little bit difficult to grab this one. Couple royal knights now on the field, 3 of them. We've got more scouts for the French. We've got now chivalry now being researched by yellow. Archer range now being established here as well. I wonder if we're going to see the Red Palace here, or will we actually see the what's it called? Royal Institute. Let's see, is it called Royal Institute? No, that's the H3 one. What's the Age 4 gunpowder research landmark? I can't remember what it is for the French. You rarely ever see that one. We may actually see it on this map since the Red Palace doesn't need to protect all too much. Got a couple spearmen there and horsemen. Of course, these are Ghazi raiders that do hit harder but slower. They do take a bit of damage there. Another sheeple gets slain. Good number of spearmen on the field. Does force him back there a little bit. Scholar covers the sacred site now. Of course, these spearmen could lay down some basic walls here to cause some additional issues. Does build a gate here. Bit of walls there, no gate. And now I got these horsemen trying to, or scouts grabbing up these deer. Scholar picking up the, capturing up the secret site now. Good number of Royal Knights here. Royal Knights push forward, may take out the Scholar. Will probably likely take out the Scholar. I don't see a way the Scholar just survives. Got a decent number of Spearmen and Ghazi Raiders there, but the Royal Knights maybe will win this out. No Spear Brace there. Royal Knights can beat Spearmen in 1v1 combat, and they have Chivalry. So if they manage to all survive, they have a little bit of health for Gen. Takes on another Spearman. And there is a handful of Spearmen here. Scout goes down. And Yellow's Royal Knights are playing Ring Around the Rosie. Great micro there by Yellow. Trying to hit these villagers now. Some of these Royal Knights, the Royal Knights have taken a bit of a beating. Could just fall back now. Got a good amount of damage done there. Ghazi Raiders trying to pursue. Ghazi Raiders do move faster. Does pick off one of the Royal Knights there. As long as Spearmen running after these Royal Knights, the Ghazi Raider could get some free damage. Got some Chivalry health regeneration now. Got both these small gold deposits here, and of course, good amount of stone there. So there's quite a bit of resources here, so probably would warrant some walls. Turning around, engaging. One Ghazi Raider does go down. Notice they had a little bit of health remaining there. If the French player would have built out his blacksmith, get the +1 melee damage for free, would take it out in one less hit. Did that make a big difference? Good. Specifically in cases like this, but it could have been mathematical error due to Chivalry's health regen. Let's see now. Ghazi Raiders do have 135 health, no inherent melee armor at the moment. 19 damage. 19 times 5 is 95. Yeah, I think +1 melee damage would make it a little more divisible fighting Ghazi Raiders. So not building Blacksmith does actually make a difference. A couple more Royal Knights to charge with 4. Does not save this one Royal Knight, only saves 1, so quite a bit of losses there. Sacred Site has been decaptured. This one's currently neutral as well. All the sacred sites are despicably neutral. Now we've got Compound Defender by the Delhi Sultanate player. Oh, there's a bunch of French archers there. Takes out the scout. Scout here may go down. Will likely go down. Compound Defender does give him access to keep research quickly, so Village Fortress could be researched nice and early, as well as make his keeps pretty cheap. Cheaper than the standard cost of our town center. Of course, we need to back out, switch over to him. Town centers do also get a stone reduction cost as well. But having a keep also functions as town center is always quite nice. Especially for extra villager generation, which the French also have inherently higher villager generation. Turns 46 to 40. Somehow Yellow only took out one villager this entire game. I thought he took out a bit more, but guess not. I think we've just mostly seen scouts going down. This palisade wall will go down. Of course, Silly Sultan does not have access to any timing tax. Only you can bring in knights and crossbowmen, but I think also take a bit extra time to research. Maybe the scholar can do a conversion ritual right now. Got Gunner Gosford doesn't Spearman try and engage. It'll be a bit of time before they become veteran. So the French player does have a bit of time before he does have a tech disadvantage, a significant one. Goes for 2 Wolos there. Does not get that 1 archer. Thought he would have got that 1 archer. Couple relics claimed by blue. Scout is down, not big surprise. Another relic being obtained. Huh, is this research bugged? I see the count, it's counting down, but I don't see any progress bar. Or is a progress, it was 6 minutes, so at 4 minutes should be 1/3 complete. So I think the progress bar on this research may be a little bit bugged, but since it's counting down, should be fine enough. We just have to keep an eye on this. Oh wait, it also went down. Okay, he's getting garrison some scholars, so maybe that's causing some graphical errors? Not sure. Let's just keep an eye on the village fortress research if we remember, because something just seems a little bit off. Yeah, I think it maybe was just scholars garrisoning the structure and reducing the research time, but still same percentage. As long as this timer hits 0 and it's completed, that's all that technically matters. Just something just seemed off there. Do now have a war elephant on the build queue. And the French player has aged up. They wasn't seeing what landmark. It is the guild hall. Good number of Ghazi Raiders, veteran Ghazi veteran Ghazi Raiders, veteran Archer and veteran Royal Knight research on the way. Also got a single Lancer here. But the Royal Knights are here in good force. Now they're veteran. Daily Sultanate's level 2 economic research starting to be completed as well. We got now some more war elephants being on the build queue. So it looks like Daily Sultanate's going heavy war elephants. They are classified as heavy armor, so they will see bonus damage from arbaletiers. They do also have the guy in the back, the spear, does do bonus damage versus cavalry, so it's also inherently anti-cavalry. Two war elephants on the field. And the village fortress research, 10 seconds remaining. I just want to make sure this doesn't do get stuck at 0 or at like negative percentage seconds. Okay, it did work perfectly fine. The war elephant does have 4 melee armor, 5 range armor, good amount of health, 1 movement speed, and since he did not go with the House of Learning, doesn't get the Mount Hot research to make the elephants move at an okay pace. Now it's slightly slow pace. Veteran Spearman research now complete. Or no, still there's Hardened Spearman. Gamberson now being researched by the French. Royal Knights get a pretty good charge attack there. We do have a keep here with the village fortress, going for villagers. Elephants advancing. Good number of spearmen and archers here. Got a single spring gold here. 2 spring golds now uploaded in the field, going for a large number of spring golds. Maybe better go for Mangonels. If he's going for war elephants, to counter them. Spearmen are still counter to war elephants. Also arbaletiers, so Mangonels wouldn't hurt. At least not him. Possible. One melee armor now being researched by the French. Who's now advancing on the flank? Does have 3 war elephants, 4th war elephant on the build queue. Let's see, we've got these horsemen heading up here, but we'll find a cliff. You must not have that area scouted out. Keeping established here next to the secret site, going for a mill. Good amount of berries there. And we've got some yellow stone walls being established, but that can easily be interrupted. Will be interrupted, I think. Don't mind me, just slipping on by. Yeah, looks like we got a bit of a missed opportunity. Trying to torch down this gate now. Knights charging way forward. Ghazi Raiders backing on off. Too many royal knights for him to do much. Scout could cause some movement issues. Sort of did, but not really. We got now 4 war elephants pushing down the center. We do now have keeping established here, which will also be useful for the cost reduction aura. Second town city here as well. Right now it's 73 versus 72 villages, quite similar. And these guys could actually fight near the keep or even garrison inside the keep. Ooh, one of the elephants goes down. Ah, the Red Palace. That was not a keep, that was a Red Palace. I wasn't really paying close attention to that. That would report even elephants. Going through that gate now. Good number of spring golden placements. Of course, got the town center Arbalest in placement, gains some good damage to this war elephant. Bashing their heads against these various structures. Dodgers to find some of these villagers, as well as the Lancer. Over here, we've got the villagers over here. Both of them goes down. Got some stone walls being saturated by blue, while Yellow's going for a basic wooden wall. Going forward, Red Palace is right here. Some of these guys will be pushing to the Red Palace. Some of those can garrison the Red Palace, pushing too far forward. Just reminds me of Grey Goo. Another elephant goes down to the Arbalest. Sells some, buys some food there. Looks like Yellow's being a bit low on food. Of gold. It has a bit of wood. Battery rams could be utilized. Gonna play a bit of Ring Around the Rosie. Mill will be going on down. House ablaze. Blue probably should get out some trebuchets to help deal with this keep. For the Red Palace. Currently nothing of the sort. How's the guild hall? Has 140 resources in it. Nothing too significant. Blue's trying to get some more infrastructure going. Right now he needs more resources around the infrastructure. Yellow could trap blue a little bit. We got some stone walls being established by yellow as well. Across that whole line there. Doesn't need them too far. In fact, just once this wall is built, that's all he needs. All that else can be cancelled. In fact, if you could let that get destroyed, then he does have a way down top. Blue could go for a siege tower. Palace of Sultanate now being queued on up by the Delhi Sultanate player. Gunpowder elephants. spring golds. So it's doing 2 damage per bolt. Not sure how it's doing 2 damage. And traffic jam, of course. And looks like destroying that one wall segment actually deleted these other walls since it does destroy nearby wall segments, so it should have canceled those wall segments. Palace of Sultanate almost complete. Court Architects queued on up. Now I can get all the advanced research going. Could go for perhaps double university as well. There's a mosque there. What's it called for Delhi something again? Madarasa? Or how to pronounce it? More reforms being established now. Yeah, I was going for a large number of walls there. This is an opening. Has got some wood walls. Going for some stone walls now. Not the prettiest stone walls, but they will do. Got a basic stone wall here as well. Lots of research now being researched by Blue. Horsemen charging with forward, or Ghazi Raiders. Let's get some hits there on these villagers. Cancels that gate there, revealing a stone wall. Somehow removing a hole creates no hole. Good number of spearmen there, but we've got a good number of spring golds in return. A very, very good number of spring golds. These spring golds probably won't be able to go past the wall. It'll probably just stop at the wall segment. Of course, we've got these walls not built. Up north, more Ghazi Raiders trying to hunt down more villagers. Definitely probably should have built the Red Palace somewhat close by here. Maybe at a range where the trebuchets will have trouble sitting up right there. Here's something actually going over here. I think someone bugging out a little bit hitting this thing. Oh well. Elephants are bashing the heads against it as well. Good number of arbalists deployed on the field. Got some gunpowder elephants being pulled on the field. Just take this number up here, divided by 3. That's the number of gunpowder elephants he has. Incendiaries being researched for the French. He does have this trading post in his sphere of influence, so Paul could go some trade and get his trade research going. That villager gets impaled. Outpost slowly being picked apart. Arbalist could try squeezing up top these stone walls and get a good firing position from there. I think he's trying to do that now. Yep, yellow's getting on top of the walls, give him +1 range and increase range resist and siege resist. This also gives him +2 range. Or no, it got reduced down to +1 range. You can also use the Arbalest passive for more passive range. Cannon push away forward. Got some bomb bars and build queue. And a lot of the final research being completed for the Deadly Sultanate player. He also has a massive stockpile of food and gold. Some stone courier he can still utilize for additional keeps. But some berries here. Long distance, no mill up here. Might as well get a mill. It's cheap. What? There are now wall segments, stone wall segments, and building some stone towers with military units. Okay. Bombard, engaging this choke point. Like I said, it's gonna be nasty. Oh, Spring Gold's getting massive AoE damage, slicing through everything. This is a deadly spot for both sides. Okay, we got now the stone tower deployed on the field. Multiple stone towers. This one does not. It has a circle here, but only has forward arc of fire. I think originally as well, the Spring Gold upgrades were not natural. They also had naturally arrow slit units. Surprising how little I know about stone towers and also how horrible they still are. Of course, his guys can build stone walls. Is Yellow reacting to this? Yes, he is. If he manages to get the walls, won't be able to get on top of it until a stone tower is complete or a gate. Could try canceling one of the central pieces to get on top. I have no idea. I have no idea what this is going to really accomplish. How do you all buff stone towers to make them actually attractive? I think... I don't know, maybe getting rid of the Spring Gold upgrade, making it something that you have to research, like it revert that part back. Don't they also get bolting oil research effect? They could make it so the arrows up there is a decent, like, almost keep level arrows. Maybe just 3 arrows. Keeps normally have, what, 6 arrows? No, just 3. Could just give stone towers a keep arrows, volley 3, health 3000. I don't know. I have no idea how to buff stone towers. They have a base cost 300. Even I have no idea how you would buff stone towers. Probably remove the Spring Gold and having the keep arrows is the best I got. Effectively getting the same DPS as a keep, have a third of the costs and half the health. Which, even now, with a single Spring Gold upgrade, they're probably still actually more cost effective than keeps in the Spring Gold upgrade. But they're still just not even useful. They also get affected by boiling oil. I don't know. Technically, I think they're actually pretty cost effective, but they're just not situationally useful. I mean, let's see. Okay, Spring Gold upgrade is not complete here, but Spring Golds do like 40 damage. Keep arrows have a base damage of 12 times 3. So, in fact, honestly, the single Spring Gold shot is still exactly as I mentioned beforehand, but yet they're still not useful. Elite army tactics now being researched, as well as serpentine gunpowder. Cannons do big damage. They're in a good position there. Thanks to the high ground, they're able just to have good coverage defensive. And since counter siege in the form of spring goals no longer exist, bombars have a range of 10. Royal cannons have a range of 10. Does get those kills there. So overall, yellow's in a pretty good position there. Just going to bombard high. Using high ground. Blue could do the same thing up here. He has the area pretty well secure. Of course, a single choke point here. Looks like blue will clean up open up the choke point. Great Palace of Agra? Wonder. I was not expecting this. Blue's now establishing a wonder. It's been a long time since the last seen someone even go for wonder. There's still this gold deposit here with 3,000 gold remaining. Villagers repairing up the keep. Elf pulls back the cannon. Blue would need to re-fortify with some stone walls and wooden walls. He's starting to fortify with stone walls now. Keep does go down there. Of course, he probably spent all of his stone. Yeah. French player doesn't have. Let's see. What does the French player have in stockpile? What does the guild hall? Has 4,000 food in there. Paul needs to divert it to gold. But Pawn's seen the wonder completion. He knows what Blue's going to be trying to do. Blue could lose some villagers. Blue has a pretty large stockpile of resources, so he could probably slow down villager production. Does get the stone walls already built. Go for more walls around it. Fast slob it. A wonder has now been deployed onto the field. 15 minutes into a victory. And blue has spring bolts here to rip through this choke point. Yellow cannot advance through here. Blue could go for some outposts here. It's just something back away from the cannon just to provide good spotting. Yellow's actually taking time to clean up this wood deposit, trying to open up this choke point. Probably a good idea. Blue has a keep over here for defense, so this area has some slowdown. A decent number of villagers here. Could go for a round of stone towers around this thing. Because now more looked at the stone towers, because also remember he has a discount on stone towers. A what, 20% discount? Let's see, compound defender right here. So it has cheaper stone towers as well. And stone towers, I do believe, have boiling oil, though I also can't exactly remember. That's the rest of this gold being obtained. Elite man arms on the way for the Sultanate. He does have 10 gunpowder elephants as well, which they don't appear to be affected by serpentine gunpowder. Spring Gull's getting the back line. Yellow's gonna have trouble. Mass elephants are actually really hard to break through. Gunpowder elephants are tower elephants, which means they have no heavy armor, and they have 714 range armor. These arbaletiers only do 19 damage, so they're doing pathetically bad damage. Plus, scholars are mending these beasts' flesh. And Spring Gulls will take out any spear in advance. He needs horsemen. And gunpowder elephants, like Magidai, can firewall moving. Yellow does have full entrance over here, so this could be a better area to attack from. Horsemen not being rallied over there now. Cannons do bonus damage for his elephants as well. A very nice amount for the royal cannons. Apparently being pelted with giant shot, never really pleasant. Though the scholars are encouraging him. Arbiteers are just overall not a good call. There's been no horsemen. Oops. Guys ready to push right forward. Spearmen now advancing. These royal cannons make sure they focus fire. Spearmen push way forward. Arbiteers have no real valid targets, just trying to stop the Ghazi raiders. Definitely need to stop doing the Arbiteers, perhaps. Going back to choke point. All of his horsemen disintegrated pretty quickly. He just needs more horsemen overall. Blue does get another layer of stone walls there, which helps slow down his opponent. Yellow could, if Yellow could capture the Sacred Site there, Sacred Site's victory is 10 minutes, which will beat out the Wonder, but that's not a possibility anymore. Spearmen push right forward, but they'll get ripped apart by these Spring Gulls. Just so many Spring Gulls. Ghazi doesn't take out everything else. And gunpowder elephants are effective versus everything. Gunpowder elephants only consume 3 population and having 2 hand cannons at the back and a very durable platform they're on. Their elephants are just extremely population efficient. Yellow's economy is also not super great at the moment. And Yellow decides back to the game. I don't think he could have won out. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.